Hello everyone, this is Popular Paxton here, and it's about time I did another custom model video. I haven't done one since October 31st, so basically Halloween of last year. And so I think it's time I showed off some new models. There are some models here that have recently been completed, and then some of them have been completed for a long time, but I've just never showed them off in a custom model video. So I've got a lot of models that I want to show, so this is probably going to be a big one. But anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So let's start off with the first custom model that I recently finished. So this custom model I have to show off first is a custom of one of Toby's brothers. So yeah, in the Railway series, Toby had some brothers that worked with him on his old railway, and it's pretty much assumed and well pretty much likely that they were all scrapped when the railway was closed down, but Toby was lucky enough to be brought to Sodor. Anyway, so this custom of Toby's brother, I'll start off by saying it was probably pretty much inspired by a custom of one of Toby's brothers that was made by a user named the Tow Train, which was made for another user we all know as Enterprising Engine 93. Anyway, so this custom was probably inspired by that one. So this custom was made from this model started out as a Royal Crest Toby from the Toby's Casual Delivery 2-pack based on King of the Railway. And what you may notice that there's paint on the bottom, like it was originally a scrap model or something. It used to be a scrap model, and what made it get turned into a scrap model was that I was trying to make a custom of the narrow gauge diesel Fred, and I was going to use the Royal Crest Toby face for the face on Fred. But the custom just wasn't working out, and it was not going to look good, and it just wasn't right. So that model was scrapped, and so I had this Toby without a face, and so I turned it into a scrap model. But so now recently I repainted this Toby model. So I painted it a new color of brown. I didn't get any of the little lines or anything like a normal Toby would have, because, well, that'd just be pretty tough for me. Really tough. But anyways, I added the windows here, the small windows here on the sides. Whoops. I did these windows. I did the open doors for Toby's brother's crew to walk in. The side plates and cow catchers along the roof are painted black instead of white and gray. Like the roof would be white and the cow catchers and side plates would be gray. But anyways, there are handrails in the doorways for the crew to grab so they can lift themselves into the cab. These little yellow ovals, which maybe could resemble a number or something. Not really a number, but that's just what was on the Tow Train's custom of Toby's brother, so I just did the same. And the side plates say LNER. And then on the back here, there are a couple of windows here on the front and back, small windows for the crew to look through. And there's also a tail lamp on the back here. This tail lamp is yellow. Well, most of the tail lamps I add on my engines are red, but I remember that the Royal Crest Toby, his tail lamp was yellow. So I just decided to do the same for this custom. Anyways, you may notice that there is some paint still on the magnet. It's like brown paint from when it was a scrap model, and some of the black paint for the cow catchers got on it, and I can't really like get it cleaned off or anything, but I'm not going to worry about that. Now, before I go on the face, this corner that I'm pointing here at the camera, this little corner right here, when I was trying to take off the face for my Fred custom, it was just tough to get the face off because the face is kind of a little bit below this part. So it wasn't like I could just get my Dremel tool and cut right behind the face. Yeah, this part was in the way a little bit. And so when I was trying to get the face off, a little bit of wood on the front of this corner here was cut off. So when I was making this custom, I knew I had to patch up that little hole. So I just took some clay and put it in the little hole and then painted over it. So yeah, there's a little bit of clay patching up this hole on the corner here. And now the face came from a Tomy Wooden Really Rusty. And well, if you remember my original character, this battle boat named Sinbad, you may remember that his face is a Tomy Rusty face with the eyebrows modified. Well, this is that same face. I just took it off of Sinbad. I managed to scrape off the extra paint that I added on the eyebrows, and so the eyebrows of the Rusty are back. They're just the normal eyebrows now, and so I decided it could go on this Toby's brother custom. So yeah, it's kind of slightly bigger than Toby's face, I'm sure, but I'm not worried about that at all. And so yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, in terms of this custom of one of Toby's brothers appearing in any of my stories, I don't know for right now if it's going to appear in Medieval Misadventures, or if I should do another series. Maybe I can try to include it somehow. I don't know yet. Yeah, that's just one of the problems here with like characters from the past. Like for one of Toby's, if you're using one of Toby's brothers, it's not going to be easy to use them unless you're doing flashbacks, because you know, all of Toby's brothers were scrapped when their railway closed down. So yeah, it's just hard to use a custom of someone who's been dead for a while, and we hardly know a lot about from their past. But anyways, yeah, that's my custom of Toby's brother right there. Now let's show off some more engines here. So here's an original character here. This model was made from a Hero Sticky Spill model. So yeah, I painted black over all the milk spills and splatters on the Hero model, as well as on the tender. And so now, if you remember my original character, although this character hasn't appeared in Medieval Misadventures yet, this character was mentioned in one episode. But anyways, if you remember my original character, Holly the crane engine, Holly has a brown face. So the same goes for this engine right here. So this engine has a brown face too. Like it's supposed to be an engine from Kenya, Africa, basically, just like Holly is. So anyways, this engine has a brown face. It's a female. You can kind of see like she has eyelashes above her eyes there. Yeah, the camera's a bit in focus, so yeah, you can see that. And then the buffer, there's a buffer beam with buffers and a coupling. There's yellow here to kind of resemble a nameplate. And yeah, I did this same kind of model for two other Hero Sticky Spills. You may remember in my last custom model video, these two Hero customs were Furnace Kingdom engines. So yeah, they had yellow stripes, but this engine has white stripes here. So yeah. And gray handrails on the boiler. I'm just looking off to the side and I can see the other two customs close by, and their handrails are yellow, just like their stripes. But this one has white stripes and gray handrails. So anyways, this engine does have a name. Well, it's not on the bottom here, because it kind of be hard to fit on the bottom with these bogies here with their holes in there. But this engine's name is Celia. So that's, yeah, Celia. And anyways, on the tender here, the lining is white, just like the stripes here. And then there's a buffer beam on the back here. And then the number is 1997. And basically, that's just a reference to the year I was born, basically. So, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, Celia here. I am going to try to use her in Medieval Misadventures soon, just like I would want to try to use Holly. So yeah, they are gonna appear together when they debut. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure I can include them in Medieval Misadventures. So yeah. Anyways, that's Celia. So our next engine is Ryan here. So in one of my season 3 episodes, which was called Best Friends, Ryan had a terrible accident and he was so damaged that he needed an overhaul. So I upgraded from the Mattel model of Ryan that is the same model as Thomas. So I upgraded Ryan to look more like he does in the actual show. So yeah. So yeah, I used a whiff model pretty much. So yeah, I painted the whiff model purple. I added all the yellow stripes on here. I added cab windows and a whistle right there. I added G and R on here. The number on the back here, a tail lamp on the back, buffer beams here and there, white, I don't remember what they're called. Running boards, yeah, I think that's what it's called, I think. Yeah, and then I put Ryan on the back chassis here. And then the face comes from an Adventures, Ryan, basically. So yeah, that's my upgraded 2.0 custom of Ryan, which has been appearing in Medieval Adventures for a while now. Now our next custom is one that's not from Thomas and Friends. It's not an original character though, but it's an engine from the Disney film Dumbo. So this is Casey Jr. So Casey Jr. made his debut in Medieval Misadventures in the 4th Truck movie. And so Casey's color scheme was, well, it's kind of based off his old Disney color scheme, but what I was doing when I was making this custom was looking at some pictures of a custom of Casey Jr. that was made by Riotron 12 for someone. But anyways, this was made from a half painted Thomas Wood James. So yeah, because you can tell that the chassis here is still bare wood. I know I've painted some unpainted chassis on some of my wood items, like some trucks, a couple engines. I'm not sure yet if I'm really going to do it on Casey here, because I already finished this custom a long time ago, and I just don't know if I'll be painting the chassis yet. I especially just wouldn't want to do it if I accidentally get some black on the wheels here when I'm painting it, but that wouldn't be a big deal. I can always just put some new blue paint on the wheels. But anyways, I did put black on the bottom of the chassis as well as on the front and back parts here where the magnets are, because those would be easy to get. Anyways, so yeah, here's Casey Jr. So yeah, he's mainly blue. His cab part here is red. He's got the cab windows. Since the wood models don't have domes, I had to add a clay dome here, and then it's blue on the bottom and then yellow on the top. And then I made a headlamp here out of clay. And so yeah, it's got like the top part is red, the bottom part is yellow, and the lens are gray. It's gray. So yeah, it says Casey Jr. on the bottom there. And yeah, so on the tender here, I put CJ's tender just because I couldn't fit Casey Jr.'s tender. So yeah, those are just Casey Jr.'s initials, CJ's tender. And then the coal is just painted. There's no like anything to make it look like actual coal, like, you know, on Ryan here. Yeah, it's just painted coal, just like the old Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway engines had. And then the number 41, I'm pretty sure this was done in the live action remake of Dumbo. But the number 41 is a reference to the year the original Dumbo film came out, 1941. So yeah, that's where that number comes from. I think that was done in the live-action remake of Dumbo. But anyways, that's Casey Jr. there. Alright, this next custom is one I've shown off before, but I'm just showing some extra details I added. So here's a custom of the Mallard here. So yeah, Mallard was made from a Spencer and then a Flying Scotsman's cold tender. What's new is that the last time I showed this off, I didn't have the numbers or the letters on the cap and tender, so I added those, I don't know when, but yeah, I basically added the numbers and the tender. So 4468 and then LNER on the tender here. Same on this side. And yeah, that's all there is on Mallard, just showing that I added the numbers and letters on the cap and tender respectively. Now let's show off another engine here who's pretty much had details added to him. So here is my original character Randall here. Yeah, this is a pretty old custom from when I first made it. Like, I made this back when I had my CGI Ben channel, so it's a pretty old custom. I've still had it for a long time, and for a long time it was all just white paint here, and with the numbers, no extra details or anything. So when I did one of my season 3 episodes, which was called Tiffany Talks, Randall goes to get details added onto him. So yeah, he's got a buffer beam on the front and back now. He's got lining around his tender. I also gave him like an extra coat of white paint, I think. Pretty sure I did. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, he's number 188. He's got cab windows and this lining on the side of the cab. He's got red going along here, and he's got this gray thing here. This is resembling his side rods here. I just couldn't get it all the way over to here because of this part of the cab lining. He's got black stripes, so he almost looks like a zebra or something, you know. And there's a yellow line on top of his cab roof here. That's to resemble his whistle. And that's kind of something. It's basically something that the Mattel model of James did. They had a line on top of his cab that was supposed to resemble his whistle. So, yeah. So that's Randall there. Next up we have Silver here, an original character, another one. And Silver had details added to him in the same episode that Randall got his details. So Silver has yellow lining here. And he's got side rods, a whistle on top of his cab, a white running board. Well, I'm pretty sure he had a running board before he got his details added to him. Yeah, but he basically had stripes and other lining added to him. Yeah. Yeah, Silver. Yeah. So yeah, that's all there is on Silver there. Just showing off the extra details I added. And so now this last engine here is another original character. She first appeared in the Superstation Showdown. And I'm pretty sure she had a cameo in at least one episode so far, which was one other episode so far, which was Christmas Miracles. But anyways, this is a custom engine named Ellie here. Ellie. So, and then on the tender here, I put Ellie's T for tender. But anyways, so Ellie was made from a half-painted wood Caitlin. Yeah. So I originally I wanted a half-painted wood Caitlin for a very old episode plot for Medieval Misadventures, but when that episode plot fell through, just when it didn't work ended up happening, I had this wood Caitlin here that I had nothing to do with, so I decided to turn it into a custom. So I used the same kind of paint that Silver has here. And so yeah, it's Elliott's silver streamlined engine. She doesn't have any extra details or anything except for the cab windows and the buffer beam. Except for on the front here, she doesn't have one on the front. Because you know, like streamlined engines don't have buffers, like Connor and Caitlin don't. And then she's got painted coal on here. So yeah, so anyways, yeah. Ellie has only like appeared in the Superstation Showdown, and she like had a cameo, I believe, in Christmas Miracles. And I'm just gonna hopefully try to include her a little bit more in Medieval Misadventures, because you know, I don't know if anyone thinks this, but basically what I'm kind of trying to do is like have there be like a little ship between Silver and Ellie, because if you remember any of Silver's lines in the Superstation Showdown, he's kind of like, boy, you're a nice looking engine, and like when they're fighting at the Superstation, they're fighting the villains, Silver's like, we make a good team, you know. So you might think that Silver has a crush on Ellie. One other thing I probably need to add is that the wheels are painted black, of course, because Caitlin does not have black wheels. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. But anyways, yeah, that's Ellie here, and that's all the engine customs I have to show off. So that's 8. So that was all the engine customs. Now let's move on to the rolling stock. I've got 2 coaches that I want to show off here. So I'm just going to bring them a little closer. So let's start off with this one first. So this is a custom of the coach Helena. So Helena was one of Albert's 2 coaches when he worked on the Furnace Railway in the Railway series. So yeah, Helena did not really have as much of a role as Victoria did. I've got a custom of Victoria right here, but this one was made by Riotron 12. So yeah, yeah, this one was made by me. I decided if I was gonna maybe do some stories with Victoria in Medieval Misadventures, I may want Helena to be with her. So this was made from either a Tommy Annie or a Tommy Clarabelle. Yeah, but it was an Annie or Clarabelle at first from the Tommy era. So anyways, yeah, I tried to copy the same details as Victoria here. So it's not the same color as shade of blue, but it doesn't matter to me. Yeah, the bottom half is blue, the top half is white, the roof is black. I added the windows as best I could. Some of them are really thin lines though, so they hardly look like windows. But then I added lines here to resemble the doors here. Then I did the same on this side, and it looks okay for the most part, I guess. And then the face here, I made a clay nose here, just like Victoria has a clay nose. Then I have the smile and the eyebrows and eyes and stuff. There's nothing to like make it look like they're female eyes. Like there's like no eyelashes or anything. I just didn't do this. I just did the same thing for Helena here. Like didn't give her any eyelashes. So she might look like a male coach if she doesn't have eyelashes, but just know that she is a female coach here. So anyways, this next coach here is only a non-brand Thomas coach with a face added onto it. No extra paint or anything. So this coach made a cameo in the beginning of Christmas Miracles, and then she appeared in Icebreaker, and her name is Tasha. Some people are kind of wondering that is Tasha named after the dead character from Thomas and the Magic Railroad, Burnett Stone's late wife, I believe. But anyways, I don't think I really intended that at first when I was coming up with the name, but I guess you can say that, I guess it's okay to say that Tasha was named after Tasha from Thomas and the Magic Railroad. So anyways, this is like her upset face, because she still has it from when she last appeared in Icebreaker. But I've also got her only other face for right now over here. So this is her kind of mischievous, happy face here. So yeah. So yeah, this coach, it's like a Maxim Enterprise Lionel coach here. I just remember that one time at my local flea market, I found this small set that had like a figure 8 set of track, and it had a green diesel, a green brake van, and a green coach. And this was that coach here. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the face off for 1 second. So on the front here, it's got like a Lionel logo here. So yeah, this face is just covering up that logo. Just trying to get it back on, okay? And yeah, those are the only coaches I have to show off, Helena and Tasha. So now that we've seen all the custom engines and coaches that I have to show off, let's take a look at all the trucks here. So here are 2 Shapeways trucks. They are not the open wagons though. These are flatbeds here. Let me remove their cargo here. So these flatbeds were made from a Shapeways user who in the fandom is known as Connor Jonas. So yeah, Connor Jonas has his own Shapeways store, and yeah, maybe I'll put a link into it in the description of the video. But anyways, Connor Jonas had made custom 3D flatbeds for his Shapeways store. So yeah, I don't remember where these chassis came from, but these were my chassis. So yeah, I bought 2 of these, and they work pretty well. Yeah, there are holes here, like maybe he's thinking like you would put some screws in there and put them on a cargo cart chassis, because you know, since cargo carts have screws in them to attach their cargo car parts on the chassis, maybe he's thinking you would do the same thing here. You would just take a cargo car top piece off and then put this on and then put the screws in there, maybe, but I use foam tape to stick my Shapeways stuff onto their chassis. So yeah, I painted them gray, and yeah, and then on these pipes here that they were carrying, these were also made by Connor. So yeah, yeah, they're all together, of course. They're all like sticking together, because you know, you wouldn't want them all to be separate pieces and then they just like be everywhere and you wouldn't be able to keep track of them all. Yeah, it all just one big pile of pipes here. I bought one of these when I bought these 2 flatbeds, and then I bought another little pipe set at a later time. Just because, well, I was just going to see how well they work out. And so, since I had 2 flatbeds, I wanted to have another little pipes here for them to carry. But anyways, yeah, these are the loads of pipes here. And, yeah. Those are the 3D printed flatbeds and steel pipes that were made by Connor Jonas. So yeah, like I said, maybe I'll put a link to his Shapeways store in the description of the video. Anyways, this next truck here. So here's a Troublesome truck that's from Sodor. So he first appeared in the Superstation Showdown. He uses it was the model of Ralph, the truck. And then he uses Father Torture's face here. So, yeah, he doesn't have a name, and I'm not sure if he's going to get one right now. So this model was originally made from a Mr. Jolly's Chocolate Factory Rickety. So yeah, I had to paint the chocolate white to make it look like ballast. So he pretty much closely resembles. He pretty much looks a lot like Carl here. Yeah. So yeah, they do pretty much look a lot alike, so it could be easy to get them mixed up. But anyways, yeah, that's all there is on this truck here. Yeah, not sure if he's going to get a name at this point. I mean, he just could be one of, like, a background character. Not very, I don't want to say, like, he's a background character, but just one who doesn't have enough role, like, to make it worth giving him a name or something. I don't know. That's not really the way I want to say it. But yeah, I'm I'm not sure if he's going to get a name right now. So now on to another two trucks. These two trucks are Calvin and Hobbes here. So these trucks were shown in Train Heaven with Dread. And yeah, these two originally had different faces here. Calvin or Hobbes, either one of them had, like, I know for sure that one of them had, like, round teeth, the other one had, like, fangs or something. They almost looked alike, but the only difference, the way you could tell them apart, was their teeth and maybe their noses. Like, I know they have different noses on here, but I can't remember if their noses were the same or different on their old faces. But yeah, I decided to change their faces, and make them look different from one another. So this one here, Calvin, by the way, these are backward facing trucks. They're made from red China clay cars. So yeah. So this is Calvin here. So Calvin has a triangle, a pointy nose, and he's got braces here. And thin eyebrows. And then Hobbes here, he's kind of slightly looking off to his right. But he's got freckles, thicker eyebrows, and teeth just like Scaredy, Danny, and Danielle here. So yeah, he's got like a tooth like those three. And he's got a round nose too. Yeah, so Hobbes. And so in case you can't figure it out or don't know, these two are named after a pair of comic characters, Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes. So Calvin was a kid and Hobbes was his pet tiger. So yeah, that was an old comic that was made a long time ago. And I just named these two after them. And so Calvin has white lining and Hobbes has black lining. Because since Hobbes was the tiger in the comic, I decided I would make the lining black so that he's orange and black like a tiger. So yeah, that's kind of where that comes from. So yeah, that's Calvin and Hobbes there. Okay, let's move on. Next up, we have these two trucks right here. So you know, of course, that this one is named Angus, and this one was recently given the name Pluto. So, Angus was made from an extra Fred model I had. So the face had to be painted gray, since Fred's face is orange. Then I did my best with the mouth to make it a smile, and then the eyes are a bit tiny, but I don't care about that. And then there are the eyebrows. Angus. And yeah, I did gray lining, or just the lines basically on the side here. And so yeah, that's Angus. And then Pluto. So Pluto is just a normal Rickety, but I did something where I made Rickety have his eyes open, basically. So yeah. Yeah, that's Pluto right there. Still says Rickety, no other details or anything done, just the eyes, it's all. So yeah, that's Angus and Pluto there. So yeah, I'll just say real quickly that Pluto can be named either after the dog from Disney or the dwarf planet. Yeah, either one of those works. Next up, we have these two trucks who debuted in the Superstation Showdown. So these are truck ninjas. I had a couple truck ninjas before that were made from cargo cars. These truck ninjas are made from box cars. Or, as you can tell from the way they look, these are the Den and Dart in Disguise models. So yeah, I had some extra Den and Dart in Disguise models. So I decided, you know what, if I painted them black, they could look a lot like ninja, since only their eyes are showing. Kind of like how real ninjas wear their clothes or masks or whatever. And like those other truck ninjas. So anyways, this truck, the Dart in disguise is all black, including the wheels, of course. No other details and all that. And his name, well, I painted over the name at one point, but his name is Chance, like a second chance, that word. And then this one, the Den in disguise, his name is Noah. I also painted over his name too. But yeah, Chance and Noah. These are friendly truck ninjas, in case you haven't watched the Superstation Showdown. But yeah, they're friendly truck ninjas, and they're part of Dread's new gang. So yeah, Chance and Noah. Just gonna move them over here. Next we have these two trucks right here. These two trucks first appeared in the 4th truck movie. Then they didn't appear again until the Superstation Showdown. And I'm pretty sure they haven't appeared since. But anyways, these two trucks are made from giggling Troublesome trucks. They don't have their names on the bottom, but basically this one's name is Redneck and this one's name is Hillbilly, as you may know. So yeah, Redneck is brown with black lines. His tarp is still red. What I did with the teeth here was that I painted some black over the teeth that show in his mouth. It's just like a line of teeth, and well, I just painted black over some of it, and then made a very tiny line right there so that it looks like he's got like some buck teeth or whatever. And then here's Hillbilly. I did the same for him right here, and I modified his eyebrows a bit because they were getting a little worn out, whatever. And Hillbilly is green. So yeah, Hillbilly and Redneck, they started out as neutral characters, but they're kind of slowly beginning to make their way onto the good side, because you know they helped with fighting some diesels in the Superstation Showdown, so they could be kind of making their way onto someone's side, which is the good side. These two like to laugh a lot and make jokes and all that, so yeah. And then our last 10 trucks that we're going to see are these trucks right here. These are all Shapeways trucks. So, first thing I want to say is that these are not all brand new Shapeway trucks I ordered. Some of these are old ones, like some were ones that were originally red. Some of these were already gray when I started, and I think I might have. Yeah, I did like order 2 more new trucks, and I started off by painting them red, but then I decided to make them all gray. And then all of these Shapeway trucks have a Shapeways face, so I'm going to show off each one. So here's this one, which is a annoyed, angry face. The teeth are white. Here's a classic Troublesome truck face, like the one that Hillbilly has right here. See, it's like that one. So yeah, here's that class, probably the most iconic Troublesome truck face there is. Here's another one, only this time the mouth is open and it's black instead of like showing white teeth. Next one. Okay, his face is a little crooked, just a second. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he's got a angry face with his teeth showing. This next one has a face just like the other one of the last ones, only he's looking scared. Yeah, this was a face originally used for my truck character Shock, but Shock has a different face now, like an actual truck surprise face. So this Shapeways face was moved on to this Shapeways truck. And this was one of the trucks that was originally red. This next one has the one with buck teeth and all that. This next one also has buck teeth, but he's trying to look a little annoyed or angry or something, or mischievous. This one just looks a little more goofy or something. Here's one with a surprised face here. This next one it's another scared face. And then this one has the same face, only he's looking more angry. He doesn't look scared, he's more angry. And those are all the trucks that I have to show off in this custom model video. And that's all the custom models that I have for this first custom model video of 2020. So yeah, this was a very long video, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you like all the models, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.